Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Chris, and today we're going to be doing more work here in the farm, as well as starting the mountain. So let's get started. So currently in the farm, I have the wheat field over here, and then a bunch of green area over here, and then eventually, the mountain's gonna be going back here. As you guys can see though, I did some work off camera just kind of as a test to see what the place will eventually look like. And so I've been adding as you guys can kind of see, there's a slight hill to it. So there's a row of plates here, and then another row of plates here, and then another there. So it's like a gradual incline up to the mountain. And I've been adding both green and dark green in these inclines here, and I wasn't sure about how the dark green looks just by itself. I wasn't a big fan of it, but now that I went and I added a bunch of grass pieces, both the bright green leaves, some dark green leaves, these limb elements, as well as the bigger ones in dark green, and the 1x1 studs with the hole in them in dark green. And then I put a bunch of grass pieces in, and as you guys can see, I put a couple rocks in, a squirrel, and couple like twigs and stuff like that. And so I think this looks a lot better. I'm a lot happier with how this looks now. And so my goal for today is to kind of expand on this. So this was just a concept to see if I liked it or not, and I really do actually. And if you guys agree with me, definitely let me know in the comment section down below. But I'm gonna work on this area today as well as the farm, because I got the bricks and pieces order in from Denmark, and so now I can add all of these to the farm to hopefully expand it more. And then hopefully, I don't know if I'll have enough time today, but hopefully I can finish working on this area as well, so I can kind of map out the grass here and how this hill is going to shape up, and then eventually where the mountain is going to start. All right, so in this time lapse, I'm pretty much just quickly expanding on what I showed you guys earlier. I'm just adding the leaves on the ground, the studs with the hole in them, and then I'm adding the green stem pieces. Okay, so as you guys can see from that time lapse, I've been pretty busy. I pretty much doubled the size of this, and I also added in the stem pieces around here, and then I'm going to eventually have a little path here that goes down towards the wheat field for the eventual farmer that's gonna live here. But yeah, I really like how this looks. When you look at it from like a higher angle like this, I don't love it, but when you come back like this, like that same similar angle that you guys saw during the time lapse, I think that is really good actually. I'm a really big fan of that, and I think it looks a lot better than just the open studs like that. And so I would also love to get different types of plants in here. Like I have some of these fern pieces in here in green and dark green, but I bought those for the median, and so I don't want to use them here unless I have extras, which I don't know if I have extras yet because I haven't done that yet, which by the way, you guys should like and subscribe if you haven't done that already, because I'm going to be doing the median very soon, because now that the standard pieces came in, I've been prototyping a tree design for the median, and here is a sneak peek at that. So if you like what you guys see, you should definitely like and subscribe and click that bell notification so you don't miss that upload when that comes out. But in that video will be a full tutorial on how to make this, so stay tuned for that. But in the meantime, I'm going to be focusing on this, and I'm probably just going to focus on expanding this area out. So let's cut to a time lapse for that. All right, so I'm starting this off by removing some of the current stems of wheat that I have already placed, and I'm removing them and then adding in the new 6 long bars that I just received in my order. And so I'm kind of alternating by taking some out, putting some new ones in, taking them out, putting some new ones in, and I'm kind of just expanding on that. And I had some old tree designs you've probably seen it in my medians in previous videos, but I've been taking those apart and taking the olive green leaves off of them because I need a couple extras to help finish putting all the bars into the wheat field. Okay, so here's where I got with the wheat field. I am about halfway, I guess. It looks like it's over half, but I'm actually probably gonna go back in and add a couple more in here so it's a little more dense, more like the edge here. But I'm out of pieces. I used all of the 6 long bars that I had, and so I'm gonna have to order more. I'm probably gonna order more of the 4 long bars and the axles along with these 3 long pins, but I think I like the look of those better as opposed to these, but I think having a mix of them is really good. So if you come down here, you can get a nice view of all of that. But what I also did after the time lapse is I went through and I added some details over here. So I wanted to, like I mentioned, I wanted to have a bit more diversity in here, both in color and plant life. And I have a bunch, and I mean a bunch of flowers and stuff from the pick-a-brick wall. I have red, I have orangish yellow, I have pink, I have green ones, I have medium lavender ones, and I have all of these in different colors and shapes, and I think I'm missing something, but you get the idea. I have a lot. I also have these brown stem pieces, which I'm sure you've seen littered throughout here so far, and yeah, so I went through and I added a couple spots for flowers in here, and I'm actually a really big fan of that. I think that it helps it a lot. I think it makes it look a lot better. And I also went in and I added one of these. I only have 3 of these in total, and so I kind of have to space them out, but I just wanted to put one in there to see how it looked. And you can't really tell that it's there, but I think I like it. I think it looks pretty good. And the other thing I added was actually when you get those big leaf pieces, it comes on a sprue. And so I ripped the sprue in half, so instead of it being like a circle, it's just one long thing now. And as you guys can see, I added it as a little vine in there, and I think that also looks really good. I'm pretty happy with that. From a distance, you can't tell at all really, but you know, it's a detail that you see when you look up close, and I'm really happy with that. I really like it, so that's gonna stay there I think, unless I find a different use for that and I think it's a better idea. But overall, I'm really happy with how this is looking. And I also added in the start of the path for the farm. I can't go any farther just because I don't know what this area is going to look like. But for now, I'm very happy with how this is looking. But yeah, if you guys have any feedback for me, definitely leave it in a comment down below. And also really quick, I just wanted to give you guys a quick little, I guess, tutorial on how to build like this. It's fairly straightforward, but just in case you guys aren't super familiar with it, basically these are 2 different pieces that I got off the pick-a-brick wall. The green stem piece, as well as the dark green 1x1 stud with the hole in it. And so you just put them together, and then you just put a whole bunch of them down. And then you can also put down these leaf pieces, both, you know, I found a bunch of bright green on the pick-a-brick wall, and I also bought dark green ones from Bricks and Pieces a while ago. And so I've been putting, oh, well, that leaf is gone. But I've been putting a bunch of them in here as well, as you can kind of see. And then the flowers are, you know, you just put the flowers right on the stems. So here's a close-up of that. All right, and then for the other flowers over here, what I took was they have a 3-pronged stem piece here, and they also have a 6-pronged stem. And so I took that and I put pink flowers on it, and again the same dark green stud, and you just put the 6-pronged stem in the hole, and then you put your flowers on it, and there you go. You just put it down, and that's pretty much it. When you put a bunch of these together like this, you kind of have to finagle all of them so that they work out together. But these brown stems here are pretty much the same thing, just the dark green stud and then the brown twig piece, the brown like stick piece, and that's pretty much it. You can also, I don't know if you can see it, you can also use these pieces as well, but these are really expensive and I just happen to have a lot of these other ones. So I'm saving these for trees and for other uses, so I'm just kind of leaving them off to the side for now. I took apart a couple of these trees like I mentioned earlier for the wheat field here, so I can kind of get this going more instead of not being able to do that. So I just I took those apart and I added them, and so I was able to use all of these bar pieces. But yeah, the only other thing is the rocks, which is just dark gray slopes and dark gray corner tiles, or quarter round tiles. And you pretty much just put them in any direction that you want, and it always looks about half decent, if not better. And then these log pieces, I don't know where I got them from. I think it was from a gift with purchase maybe, but it's just a printed 2x2 tile, and then you put the you put it on a 2x2 round brick, and there you go. That's pretty much all of the techniques that I used in here. I've covered the wheat in a previous episode, so if you want to check that out, make sure to click the video in the top right corner. But yeah, let's get some more progress done over here and hopefully start the area over here as well. Okay, so some time has passed since the last clip, and I've been pretty busy, not over here, like what I've been doing for the rest of the video, but I've been busy over here. I pretty much finished, or at least roughed in this whole area over here. I didn't do this side yet because I want to take the these two train tracks out first so I can put the tan and dark tan plate down for the water. And I am going to end up putting a bridge here, so I'm going to have to raise this curve up and those straight tracks as well as some of these down here. But I am actually kind of happy with this. I like it better than I thought I would. And my plan is to start sloping, like putting regular slope bricks about here-ish. And I want to also, I put these green plates in to just kind of rough it in a little bit, but I want to take a bunch of dark gray plate and put it on top here over the green. And so then I can kind of make it look natural instead of having this very clear dividing line down the middle. So you can kind of see that. So I don't want to be able to notice that. I want it to look natural. And so I'm going to do that over here. And I have a bunch of rock panels. This is probably about half of them, to be honest with you. It's nowhere near enough, but I would probably have to just order some more so I can get this really going. And then as for the log cabin that I was going to put here, I probably still will put some type of building here, but I think I'm going to at the very least modify the one that I showed you guys in a previous video. It's still probably going to go in this general area. I don't know if it's going to go on the rocks here or if it's going to kind of stay in this top area over here. And so here's a lower angle for you guys, so just so you can kind of see. Again, the blue tile, the translucent blue tiles are going to go on this first layer of plate, and then I'm going to have to remove this curved plate, but that's fine. I also went ahead and I finished up this edge along here. The water is going to come up to this, and it's going to have a little bit of sand here, and then it's going to have some wet grass, or like simulated wet grass, and then it's going to be the normal height here, and then the wheat field, and then the rest of the area. And so I could replace a couple of these dark green plates with tan, or something like that to just kind of show like some sand is kind of being like moving up here, but I don't know, I just wanted to get this down here so it at least looks half decent and there's not a bunch of holes in it. So when you look at it from here, it actually doesn't look that bad. Okay, so some time has passed since the last clip, and I took out the ballast for these two train track segments here, and I also raised this up a brick. As you guys can see, it's all a bunch of random colors because I don't have a lot of 2x2 bricks in dark bluish gray, or 2x3 bricks and 1x2 bricks and all that stuff. I want to actually save that for the mountain, so I'm just doing this temporarily just to see if, you know, it'll work as a proof of concept. And then eventually I'll swap all of it out for dark gray so it all looks good. And this will be a bridge, so it's not going to just kind of be floating here like that. And I'm starting to mock up where the tunnel is going to go. This is all temporary. It could change, so just keep that in mind. But I think that looks fine. And over here, I replaced the slopes that I had over here with the pre-molded rock panels. And I don't know how I want to lay these out yet. I also have to see if I think I have more of these, but I just have to find them. And I just have to see if they're dual molded like this or if they're just regular gray. If they're dual molded like this, I don't know if I'm going to end up using these. Like, I think they look fine, but I don't know if once I start putting slopes on it and all that stuff, I don't know if that's going to look weird or if it's going to look fine. So that's a problem for another day. I am out of time today, unfortunately. So I just wanted to say thank you guys for watching. If you liked what I did in this area and also just in general, make sure to like the video as well as subscribe and click the bell notification so you don't miss any future uploads. And if you guys have any feedback for me, make sure to leave a comment down below. Once again, thank you guys for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye for now.